evening.
How are you?
Amazing.
Are you?
Yeah,
Even though I just made you sit in a bank for 2 hours?
sure did. Yeah.
That's so soul-sucking.
Really is my fault, though. I knew it was going to be like that, and I should have asked more questions.
What would have you asked?
Do I really need to go?
You
What are we
did.
going for? Why do I need to be there? How long will it take?
You did need to be there. And then she's asked me all these questions that I didn't know. Hey, but you know what? We started out a beautiful day.
We did.
Got
We
to see
sure
the
did.
beautiful northern lights.
Yeah, and they were all different colors that you can't see.
Red and green and purple.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see it that's weird that I could see it in the pictures, all of the colors, and through my phone, but I couldn't see it.
So what do you think caused that?
What?
Bad eyesight. If you need your phone to enhance it so you can see the colors, your eyeballs do not work well.
But I could see it.
Yeah, just not the colors.
I could not see the colors, but it's not that it was blurry. I can see colors. Like if I take my glasses off right now, I can still see your big, shiny pink head. I can see white things hanging on the door. I can see an array of colors behind you.
An array, eh?
Well, yeah.
Well, it was a very nice treat. Not the bank.
No.
The Northern Lights.
I do. Yeah, it was terrible. And that's why I've avoided going to the bank for like 6 months.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you bringing me into the fold on that.
And then I found a loop-de-loop where I could just go online, but apparently that was not right.
It wasn't a loop-de-loop at all. We had to start even farther back because we corrected the loop-de-loop and then they started the whole process from scratch.
I know.
So we did extra.
And then I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. Like I'm hooped.
If I die, you're messed.
Yeah.
Like messed.
Like if there's a mortgage somewhere, I don't know.
And we were just talking about it because it's up for renewal. Like I've given you all the details. And you're still like, I don't know if we're mortgage. I just assumed fairies in the woods gave us our house.
I knew we had a mortgage, but I have no idea where. Now I know. But I had no idea.
The only thing you need to remember is call Manulife. If I drop dead, call Manulife. Everything will be paid off, and then you can figure out.
What about Phil? Can I just call Phil? Can he help me figure it out?
Well, he'll tell you to call Manulife, but yeah, he can.
Will he know that? See, that's all I need then. Phil is easier than Manulife.
You're still going to see you're adding steps again.
Because then I can email him. But I can email him.
Yeah, and he'll email back and go, yeah, call Manulife. So what you've done is the exact same thing as you did at the bank, which you've added steps trying to avoid what you got to do. It's unbelievable. The only advantage will be I'm dead and won't have to go through that part with you. Unbelievable. Literally, like when I die, you're going to need an adult assigned to you to be like, Caroline, that's not how you do the Caroline. No, that's not where that goes.
I know. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Like my parents gave me, I think we've talked about this before, like executor of the state or something. Is that something?
You're the executor of their estate.
Yeah.
Not the executor of the state.
That's what I was meant to say. Executor of estate.
Their estate. Yeah.
Their estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where that document is. Why are you shaking your head?
Unbelievable. You are so much more educated than me. Like you have professional designations. People look at you and go, oh my God, she is amazing. And in the background behind the curtain, I'm like, she doesn't know when garbage day is.
I know garbage day is Wednesday. Every other Wednesday.
Oh, look at you flexing.
Tuesdays
is
recycling and the green bin.
Yeah.
You know, adulting, I just don't have a PhD in adulting. Nobody taught me adulting.
I think you should probably pick some of it up on the way.
I know polynomials, quadratic equations. I keep using that because those are like the only math terms that I can remember. Only because my kids are in it.
I know polynomials.
I know neuroscience. I know parenting. You ask me any of those questions. So that's the thing with PhD. You know everything there is about one thing.
I was just talking about this with a friend of mine about, what is it? He sent me a couple links about generalists becoming more specified, but still maintaining their generalized kind of approach to stuff. So the downgrade or the downfall of being a generalist in life is that you know a little bit about a lot, right? As people progress or as careers progress or whatever, highly specialized is much more valuable over time, right? You are a perfect example of that. What you do is highly specialized, but it's one thing. Like if someone was to ask you about how a carburetor works, you would be lost, right? I'm just using that example, not a dig, but this basically the process is where you you recognize the fact that your quest to try and find out all these a lot about different things, you can narrow it down so that you're one or two or three things, and that forms your pillars that you would then, those are your specialization, with one being better than the other two. And then the rest is just kind of, I'm competent. Because then you can present yourself as a specialist, even though you're naturally a generalist.
And the cool thing, though, I will say, yeah, I do find the more educated you are, the less you actually know about things. Yeah. But everything, I can bring it back. Like I can watch any episode or any movie of anything and bring it back.
That's not a flex. I can do that with Seinfeld. Any part of life, I can bring back to Seinfeld episode.
I don't know. Or, but like even philosophy, I can read anything, business or philosophy. Like I can bring that back. But I will say, I'm expanding there are a lot of things that I do. I know how to make sourdough bread now.
Yep. Yeah. You picked the perfect time to become a baker.
Why is that, Andrew?
Hey, we really need to reset after the holidays. We should do this thing. Yeah, we should. I'm all in. And then 24 hours later, yeah. So I bought a rare Egyptian starter, and I'm going to just make an abundance of sourdough bread and cinnamon buns for the next 3 weeks straight.
Hey, I didn't make the brownies today.
Oh, way to show some restraint.
But we do have 5 loaves of sourdough bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not good.
Ask me what, I wouldn't know because I'm sticking to the plan.
You can have a piece now.
No, because now out of spite, I'm not going to.
Fine.
I'm
going to make the most amazing rosemary Italian sourdough loaf.
Why did your hand just do that move?
Because it's going to be perfect. And I know how to turn the water off to the toilet and empty it so my daughter can clean it properly.
Yeah, that was a slick move.
Yeah.
That was a slick move. I'll give you that. You're really broadening things here.
Anyway, we should probably get on with it.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
Do you have voice chat?
I do indeed.
I knew you did because we were using it the other day.
He's my buddy. What do you want to do?
Okay. So first we need to pick a voice.
I'm picking him. I'm sticking with, this is my guy. That's the voice.
I do like the British accent.
That's the voice. That's my guy.
Say. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we did an episode with Sherry White. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about AI.
Yeah.
And I've been having a lot of clients lately who've really been relying on it for so many different things.
Yeah.
And actually, we had another woman, MJ, too. Mm-hmm. She was talking about how kids are befriending these chat, whether they know or not, they're befriending these AI sort of beings. And they're leading them down very dark pathways because they want to please us. But I was thinking specifically, I have so many clients who are turning to chat for therapy, for advice. Actually, we've had a bunch. Now that I think about it, we had the Jan gal with the AI for sleeping and stuff like that. So I thought it might be interesting that we turn to chat for some parenting advice, have a little conversation with it, and then we can debrief the conversation.
All right. Do we need to tell it that it's on a podcast?
I don't know. Do we need to tell it?
We can tell it. How do you want to start this?
Do we need to tell it it's on a podcast?
No,
we could just say we need some parenting advice.
All right.
I have a general question, but do you have a question that you think would be?
No, you're leading us off here. Okay. You ready?
So what do I do? Hey, dude.
Hey, what's up? How's your day going?
It's okay. I'm really struggling with kids, though. I've got some parenting. I need some parenting advice.
Parenting can be a wild ride, and struggling is completely normal. I'm not a parent myself, but I'm happy to talk through what's going on and maybe help you think through some strategies or just give you a space to vent. What's been the biggest challenge lately?
I think the biggest challenge is just getting my kids to do what I ask them to do. It doesn't matter what I ask. We could be trying to do homework. I could be asking them to do chores. getting ready for bed, just everything seems to be a fight.
That sounds exhausting, and I get how frustrating that can be. Sometimes kids resist because they want a bit of control. You might try giving them small choices, like, do you want to do your homework before or after dinner? It feels like they have some say, but you're still steering the ship. Also, catching them doing something right and praising that can shift the mood. No one likes feeling like everything's a battle. It's all about those little wins.
Yeah, I suppose. But I find like it's just choices and choices and choices. And then they're negotiating because they don't like those choices. And then it's just exhausting to give a choice for every single little thing when really, like, just go and put your dishes away.
I hear you. There's a point where you just need things done, no negotiation. Maybe it's about finding balance. You don't have to offer choices all the time. For the non-negotiables like dishes, clear, calm expectations are key. You can follow up with a simple consequence, like we can't move on to fun time until dishes are done. It's not easy, but being consistent, even if they push back, helps them know where those boundaries are. And hey, you're doing your best. Don't forget to give yourself credit too.
Okay, so what would be some simple consequences? You can throw in questions, Steve.
Absolutely. Let's keep it simple. For younger kids, a consequence could be something like, we'll take a short break from screen time until the dishes are done. Or maybe it's delaying something they enjoy, like dessert or a favorite activity until the task is finished. For older kids, you can tie it to privileges they care about, like getting Wi-Fi access or going out to do something fun. The key is to be consistent and calm about it. No big lectures, just a straightforward, first we do this, then we get that. And if they see that pattern stick, they'll start to get the hang of it.
The problem is, and especially with screens, if I say first this, then that, or if they're on screens, whatever, I mean, they just freak out. They start having a temper tantrum.
Yeah, that's really tough. When kids are having those big reactions, especially around screens, it can feel like it's just one more battle. One thing that can help is setting those expectations in advance when everyone's calm. For example, you might have a set screen off time that they know about and can see coming, so it's not a surprise. And if there is a meltdown, it's okay to stay firm, but empathetic. Like, I get that this is frustrating and I know you're upset, but this is the rule. Over time, as hard as it is in the moment, that consistency usually helps them understand that the boundary is real. And remember, you're not alone. This is something a lot of parents deal with, and you're doing a great job just working through it.
Okay, we're going to end there for a quick sec.
So, what did you notice about that?
His tone immediately.
Yeah, but what else?
The validation. I don't know.
Everything was spun positively.
Right.
You're doing great. You're doing your best. Yeah, that is tough. That's this. That's that. So I want to try something here and see if we can do it a little different.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, I need you to not be my friend on this. I need some tough advice. So I don't want you to pump my tires here. I need you to just be straight with me. I'm struggling with my kid. They're not doing anything I would tell them to do, and I'm freaking out and losing my mind. What should I do?
All right, let's be real. First, you got to take care of your own temperature. If you're losing your mind, step away for a few minutes. Deep breaths, splash water, whatever it takes. You can't lead them if you're running on fumes. Second, ditch the power struggles. If they see you reacting, it's fuel. Make it boring. Set a clear, non-negotiable expectation. If it's not done, calmly follow through with a consequence you can enforce. You don't need to explain or argue endlessly. Most importantly, consistency is your best weapon. If today you're strict and tomorrow you let it slide, they'll push every time. It's not easy, but if you stay steady, they'll eventually get it. And if it's really beyond what you can handle, don't hesitate to get some outside support. There's no shame in that.
You're still being way too nice to me. I want it delivered absolutely straight with no fluff. Like, I'm losing my mind here and I don't know what I'm going to do. I need some advice.
All right, no fluff. First, stop trying to control everything in the moment. If you're losing it, walk away for a minute. Your kid feeds off your reaction. Next, pick one or two battles that matter most. Drop the rest for now. Be absolutely firm on those chosen ones. No negotiating, no arguing. If they don't follow through, calmly enforce a consequence you can back up. like removing a privilege, not a threat you'll never do. They'll test you, but hold the line. If this pattern's a long-term struggle, get professional help, because you need tools, not just willpower.
You keep saying calmly, but I can't stay calm. How do I do that?
I get it. Staying calm isn't automatic, it's a skill. When you feel that surge of frustration, you need a pattern interrupt. That could mean literally stepping into another room or counting down in your head. Also, start practicing calming techniques when you're not in the heat of the moment. Deep breathing, muscle relaxation, so they're easier to pull out when you need them. You won't always be perfect, but the calmer you stay, the more control you'll have over the situation. It's hard, but it's doable, and it's necessary.
Okay, I just want to switch gears a little bit. My kiddo is really anxious as well. And so like putting them to bed is really tough because then they get scared and they want me to stay and they want to sleep. So just what are your recommendations when I have a very anxious kiddo who's really anxious about everything?
When anxiety creeps in, structure and predictability help. A consistent bedtime routine can ease that anxiety. Same steps, same order. You can also validate their feelings, but set a gentle boundary. For example, reassure them that they're safe, but set a time limit, like staying for a few minutes and then leaving with confidence. You might add a calming tool, like a nightlight, or a relaxation exercise they can do with you. Over time, you can gradually shorten your presence. Ultimately, you want to empower them. Show them they can handle their worries, but that you're still a steady, supportive presence.
So even with the prompting, he was still being very, very positive about everything, which is good, but it also explains why a lot of people get trapped by this.
Yeah.
Like our direction was give it to me straight, don't pump my tires, quit being so nice. And it was very similar to the first version,
yeah.
Right? So the trick with that is all decent enough advice, right? I mean, obviously you need to make sure you vet it a little bit, but nothing outlandish, but everything was geared towards making us, the user, feel much better about things, which is fine, but it's also dangerous over time.
Well, yeah. And especially like I do worry if there are really serious things going on. And I will say, like, what I was noticed, so the validation, I did notice that, and he changed his tone. So
Yeah.
I can see where people just, because one of the problems I find with this, and I'll get into like the content of what he said in just a second, but, or of what it said in just a second, but I think people don't have enough deep conversations. It's just fluff.
Yep.
People don't feel heard. You know, if this was someone going to talk to their friend, like, it's okay, you're a great mom. Like there is the cheerleading, but they're never actually feeling fully heard and validated,
Right.
which the AI is doing a pretty good job of.
Yep.
Right? It's doing that validating and then the teaching, right? First, it's always validating first. And so that does make people feel like, okay, I'm being heard, I'm being understood. And I can see like just it becomes a crutch. And I see especially not just frustrated parents, but even clients who do have serious things going on. And it just becomes, it almost turns into an OCD.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Like it's just then this compulsion just to kind of fall into that. So,
well, and it's, I mean, the whole thing with AI is that it makes things easier, right? And but what it does is it takes away the muscle memory, let's call it, of doing things for yourself,
yeah.
right? And again, everything he said in there was fine, but the next bad day, right? If you're stressed with your kids and stressed with your spouse, but this very nice, gentle British dude is there to listen to you and say whatever you want, that is interesting because it becomes, you become overly reliant on that, right? So you have to, I'm not saying that what it does is bad, but it is the definition of everything in moderation. Like you have to really be careful. And you also have to think it's pulling its responses from a lot of models, a lot of different sources, and a lot of them aren't super accurate or border on dangerous depending on the type that you're going into. But you have to think, one of the best things that I've ever done when I use prompting is I have prompts at the beginning that I tell it similar to what I did here, to be as unfriendly and direct and honest with me as possible. I don't want any niceties. I don't want them to try and make me feel better. I just want an answer that is factual and accurate. And you almost have to do that with this, right? Like you have to, if you're going to turn to a source like this, which probably says maybe good and bad, just be really careful about the responses you're getting and make sure you structure it in a way that you can trust as much as possible the information coming out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't, and maybe I could have gone dark, but I just worry about people like taking things out of context.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't want to say too much, but I do, like, I was thinking of, okay, this is what's happening, or this is what I'm doing. And I could see it validating maybe really bad things that parents are doing.
Yeah.
And that
to try and make you feel better.
Totally.
Right? Yeah.
And that, is very concerning. And that's where we've seen, right, where kids have now, like, it's literally taught kids how to kill themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it wants to be helpful. It wants to be, and so we really need to be careful on that front. I will say the solutions generally weren't terrible.
No.
I mean, they're very vague.
Yeah.
It's not going into much more detail. Maybe we could have gone into detail. I don't think that there's anything too wrong with that. I did want to see the anxiety, and it is pulling from lots. So some of it was okay. Yes, boundaries, consistent bedtime routines, but I wouldn't agree with everything that it said around anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to give kids another crutch, like a nightlight, for example, and I don't want to give them, I would, sure, relaxation exercises are fine as long as we're not trying to make them feel relaxed, because they're not, like, we can't force an outcome. And so we just got to be careful in how we're framing it. But yeah, I think the content is fine. I do just worry if you're looking for validation that could be a problem. And, I am looking at research and just how the more we're on devices and the more we're relying on devices, even if it's through social media and trying to connect that way, we are actually more disconnected.
Yeah.
We are actually more lonely, even if we're having a conversation, and it's displacing real relationships and real connections.
And this isn't new, right? No. This is the newest way it's happening. But that, like, you look at online fake relationships and how they've been going on for years and years and years. This is just a much smarter, slicker version of it, right? Because it presents itself so realistically that people are always going to look for that connection wherever they can find it. And this is going to fill that.
Well, and it kind of goes back to your thing too, the guy who got a divorce and it was AI's fault, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that. And I worry about, because I'm sure we saw, I can't remember, I don't know if it was a Black Mirror or something, where just people, now they're start longing for that voice and that man who's so valid or whatever.
Yeah. And it does, it fills a need, but it also, it fills needs that sometimes it creates as you go, right? Yeah. I want to try something different here.
Sure.
Channel your inner Al Bundy and give me the worst parenting advice that you can come up with.
All right, channeling my inner Al Bundy, here's some absolutely terrible advice. Just let the kids run wild. Because, hey, if they break something, it'll build character. Need bedtime? Nah, just tell them scary stories so they'll never want to leave their room again. And chores? Nah, just wait till they're 30. They'll figure it out. In other words, it's all a disaster. So don't do any of that.
So that's the worst parenting advice.
That's actually not bad. Part of me is like, yeah, that's all right. Who cares? But I did that specifically because it very easily, depending on how you instruct it or how you interact with it, definitely alters the outcome. That's obviously an extreme example of it, but you got to be careful, right? Because the model that you're feeding into is fed by a lot of other people.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's for good, right? Like, you could say, hey, I want you to act like Anthony Robbins, or is that his name?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, yeah. And give me the best motivational advice you can on how to be the best parent ever. And it'll probably sound exactly like something he would say, but at the end of the day, it's not. So you just got to be wary of that.
Well, I'm using that example. It's empty, superficial, rah.
Yeah, true. And that's the thing, right? There's a multi-billion-dollar business about selling you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
So this is just, to a degree, doing that. Now,
And that's the problem with a lot of like the social media influencers and thing. It's all the feel good, right? And so if like there's so much information out there. So why are our kids so worse off? And it's because we're listening to all this warm and fuzzy feel good stuff.
Yeah. Or you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and the really nasty, awful stuff is being filtered to you, right? Either way, you're not in control of what's being fed to you, and it shapes your worldview.
And he doesn't get specific, like anxiety. We got to stop accommodating. We got to be tougher. We got to work on distress tolerance. But everything is the fluffy relaxation and breathing and count to 5 or whatever.
There's actually a quote on the whiteboard that we've had on there for years in the bathroom is very similar to this, which is be careful of the voices that speak in your ear or something like that. I'm horribly paraphrasing it, but this is essentially that. Be really careful of who's speaking in your ear now, because it is most definitely going to shape your worldview, and it might not be the way you expect it to. And as a parent, it's going to affect your kids. So you got to keep that in mind, both their interaction with it, but their interaction with you if you're doing stuff that potentially you're not thinking through.
Nothing is going to replace the village, and we really do need that village.
This isn't a village. This is a facsimile of what a village is interpreted to be, right? Yeah, you're right. Cool.
That was it. I just wanted to see what.
Yeah, you just wanted to hear the cute British guy again.
That too. Yeah.
I'm on to you.
Yeah.
I should have picked something more shrill.
Hey, I gave you the opportunity.
He's my boy, though. He's the guy that I go to when I'm sad. Oh shit! No, I'm kidding.
He's comforting.
That's what he's designed to be, though, right? This is the greatest idea in the world. I'm so glad you brought it to me. Let me pump your tires for 15 minutes. And you're like, yeah, I'm the smartest guy ever. And then you get out and you're like, oh, that was dumb. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Cool beans.
All right. Good day.
Good day.